Yo, what is up guys, it's me Demon X and let's just begin with the video. What if Naruto was the reincarnation of Zoro and was neglected by his family? At One Piece universe, we see Luffy and his crew climbing up the god tree where the celestial and the ruler of the sea or the captains of the marine that controlled this whole war were there, and to also find out the One Piece treasure. But suddenly a swordsman of celestial dragons came in and started fighting with Zoro. Zoro said to Luffy, Luffy, I could hold him off. You could just leave me behind and be. Even if he kills me, you don't need to come back because I will not be defeated by a celestial dragon. Trust me on that, Luffy. Luffy nods and leaves Zoro behind to fight the unknown swordsman of celestial dragons. Zoro says, looks like you are gonna die today, celestial dragon. Celestial Dragon's licenses. I have a gum power that allows me to create and summon familiars of mine. Um, Zoro said, who cares about that? Now fight me. And Zoro uses 3 style sword and uses Onigiri to finish him off. But at last, he was tricked by two swordsmen that created illusion and a fake swordsman to play and cuts Zoro's arms and head off. Tricking Zoro, they won, but Zoro at his last breath says, I wish I could fight more. No, I will fight more. I will become the strongest swordman there ever alive in this whole universe, and I will never lose to anyone's trickery or strength. I promise that to myself. Even in afterlife, I will get strong, the strongest. And after saying that, Zoro dies with a peaceful look, but also a frustrated to get tricked by a celestial dragon. Now, at Naruto universe, we see a yellow-haired man, or as known as the Yandaime Hokage, about to seal the Nine Tails, and Kushina, his wife, helping him seal Nine Tails chakra into 3 kids, Menma, Mito, and Naruto. But as Zendaime Hokage was going through the procedure of Reaper that seal, he was knocked out by the third Hokage, POV Kushina. Lord Third, what are you doing? We don't have time. If the beast uses another of his jutsu, the village is going to be burned down and everyone will going to be dead. Lord Third, I know that Kushina, and I'm going to seal him in your children's, but I cannot let Minato die so early because he has a great future and a potential, and also I want him to live a happy life with his family. I don't have a family now because my wife has already been dead till now, so there's no thing that attaches me to this world, and I think that I should use this process as to be written in the history as a hero of the village. Kushina sadly nods because she knew the process of Reaper that is going to take away his life, and with that sad face she sat by close side to Minato, and Hiruzen uses Reaper that seal and seeds 50% chakra of Nine Tails in Menma and 15 to Mito. And now we see Yandaime Hokage or Minato Namikaze waking up all of a sudden. Kushina, where am I? What happened? When did I get knocked out? Kushina, Hiruzen means Lord Third knocked you out because he didn't wanted you to go through the procedure of Reaper that seal, and used the Reaper that seal to seal the demon beast inside Menma and Mito. Minato was sad knowing that Hirozen was dead, but he knew that he was a hero to the village and will be written down in the history as a hero of the village. But as he was picking up the kids, he saw Naruto's hair was green. He didn't think much of it because his mother hair was green too. So yeah, I'm going to make this like he had a mother who had green hairs, but they both died in some ninja stuff and shit. So where was I? Now we see Minato Namikaze declaring that the Jinchuriki of Nine-Tailed Beast is his daughter and his son Menma and Mito Namikaze. Ledger starts getting into a panic, thinking that the Nine-Tailed Demon Beast has been revived as their children of the Hokage. But then the Hokage furiously slams his hand and tells the villagers a difference between a scaling throne and a kunai, and also declares that the third Hokage should be seen as a hero of the history and should be written down in the history book as the hero of the village. Now we see do a few year time skip where we see a green haired boy asking his mother and father to train him in ninjutsu, but they refuse and says that his brother and his sister needs more training because they have the Kyuubi sealed inside them. Now we know that this green haired boy is named Naruto Uzumaki. He was sick of their excuses and starts training on his own. He sees his father and mother training his sister and brother. He feels an urge to become stronger. The strongest was an urge from his birth. Now we see him using some scrolls to learn about chakra control and a chakra paper to measure his infinity. He had a good infinity of wind chakra nature, and he practiced controlling of his chakra using tree climbing exercise and water walking exercise. He mastered them in just mere 2 months. Naruto was never been neglected in anything other than training. Actually, his father and mother quite loved him and his sister and brother equally. But he didn't care about anything because he just wanted to become powerful. The most powerful. Now we see an 8-year-old Naruto Uzumaki or Namikaze, many people says, thinking about how to he can become stronger by walking. But suddenly, an alleyway, we see three swords appearing out of thin air. One was covered in a pink aura, and the other was covered in red and blue aura. Naruto just had an curiosity to just pick it up. He was very curious, so he picked it up. And when he picked it up, he got a sudden shock in his brain. He remembered everything about his past life, how he lived, how he died, everything, every training, every move of his. And from there, Naruto knew what he had to be done. He went barging in to the Hokage office and tells his father to sign some paper for him. His father was confused because Naruto was aggressive, but not this much that he would barge in his office and for some paperwork. He was curious. He read the paperwork. He was shocked. It was a paper of disowning Naruto from his surname and family. Fourth Hokage was confused. Why would Naruto do that? We never neglected him or anything, but we didn't train him that much as his sister and brother. He thought many ways possible what could have gone wrong in his mind. Naruto snapped him back to the reality by saying, "It's not your fault, father, or anything in our family. I don't see that I could get any stronger just by living there. I need to go out in the wild, live and survive on my own." POV Naruto. Naruto, we will train you. Please, please, just don't leave us. We are your father and mother. What will Kushina do? She will be broken. I know that you are saying that it isn't our fault, but Kushina will not think, and I'm sure she will feel very depressed after that. Naruto sighed and said, I need to get stronger on my own. Please sign this. This is the favor I will ask you. And if you will not sign this, I might just go out of this village, cause that is only the option I have to become stronger. Nato was very confused, but he didn't wanted his son to leave the village. He didn't leave, so he signed it and was prepared to tell Kushina about this horrific news. At the Namakaze compound, Kushina dropped her and everyone's food and was pretty shocked and confused. Why would his son leave her? She cried a lot that day, and his family was also unaware of this, and they also felt pretty sad. Of course, his mother and his sister cried a lot that day. Menma was conflicted. He didn't know what to say and why did Naruto did that. We played with him. We were so nice to him and he was my big brother. What could have gone wrong? I think that's what Menma was thinking. Quick note, Menma and Naruto had that kind of revelation like Baruto and Kawaki, you know. Yeah, so time skip 3 years. Naruto has regained his body posture. He has become quite strong. Naruto hasn't reached his old self quite yet, but he has perfected his haki control and his wind nature chakra, and has also learned many jutsu. If Naruto had to become the strongest, he has to adapt to this world as well. That's what Naruto think in his mind and learn jutsu. Now he aimed to become the strongest human alive in this world, because he was the strongest swordsman in the other world. He has perfected his wind nature's every jutsu because he was quite curious about this chakra thing. So he sneaked some scroll out of the Hokage's office and also some out of the librarians, because librarians didn't hate him or anything, so they gave him. He learned everything that he could, and that was there in Konoha village. And he also went to Asuma sensei. He quite respected him because he had perfect control over wind because of his high infinity on that. He also created quite few technique of his or in this world called jutsus, like a rushing shuriken. Yep, he did it finally. And no consequences of that chakra thing because he had quite the control over the power of it. Now we see the graduation day. There were three exams: first written, second taijutsu exam, and third and the last proctor defeating exam or the ninjutsu category. And fourth was shuriken throwing extra. Naruto did not ace the written exam because he was quite knowledge, but he was too lazy to write anything on the paper. He write quite a few, only like half marks. He was like Shikemaru, but quite more lazy. And the taijutsu or kenjutsu, you could say, he perfected it as well because he was recognized by the masters of kenjutsu that were in village of samurais. He defeated their most powerful master in everything of kenjutsu related because he was a natural in it. People from the village of samurais quite liked him for that because they admired how a great child could do that without using any chakra. And in taijutsu portion he was matched up with Sasuke They both drawed because they have sparred many times and were drawn, but Naruto hold back every time not to show off his skills. And Sasuke knew that because he was holding back too. Because Sasuke isn't quite at level of Naruto but is quite good for his age. And yeah, Uchiha massacre didn't happen because Minato Namikaze was alive. At ninjutsu exam, they had to make clones and a substitution. Naruto substituted with a chair in the room and made a wind clone. And at final, they had to fight a Chunin. Let's cut to the chase because we all know nobody had the balls to fight a Chunin, and also they didn't win, of course, because it's a Chunin. Only Sasuke won and Menma and Mito won because they were highly trained by their clan and also was quite good for their age. Now we see Iruka sensei getting ready for his fight up against Naruto Uzumaki because he abandoned the name of Namikaze, and he was quite excited because he always had known that Naruto was holding back at everyone. Just as the proctor announced the match to be started, Iruka was blown back with a punch in his gut and was out of breath and was knocked down. Seeing this, it was quite shocking for everyone, and Proctor sturdily said, winner of the match is Naruto Uzumaki. And at final, everyone had become a Genin team. At the day of the team arrival, we see every Genin team be ready and also the same as that, but the most important thing is that Sakura was teamed up in the category of the lowest, I guess, because the Onuchi of the year was Hinata Hyuga because she had a crush on Naruto and she saw him training hard and was inspired by that, so she trained hard as well. Let's just go right into the team 7. We see the team 7 as Hinata Hyuga, Naruto Uzumaki, Menma Namikaze, and Mito Namikaze as the sensei posing Kushina Namikaze and Kakashi Hatake of the Sharingan. He didn't say Sharingan, but I thought it would be cool. So this time Kakashi didn't come late because he was dragged by Kushina because Kushina didn't wanted her childs to wait for him to come and make their day bad. Naruto was just chilling at the back doing nothing, and a red haired woman and a white haired man come barging in. Red haired woman had to drag the white haired man for some reason. Naruto noticed that, and he noticed that the red haired woman was actually Kushina Namikaze's mother. He wasn't so shocked to see her because he knew that she would request this to the Namikaze or the fourth Hokage to keep him in his dream. Oh yeah, also there is Sasuke Uchiha in team. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry Sasuke, Emu. Kakashi Hatake said to come on the rooftop to everyone and shunshined away to the rooftop. When he shunshined away to the rooftop, he didn't think that anyone would have known Shunshin how to use that technique. But he was quite surprised to see a wind-styled Shunshin at the rooftop that was of Naruto Uzumaki and coming right up Hinata Hyuga of Water Shunshin. Menma and Mito were following using running at the stairs and also Sasuke included. Everyone sat at their located position and Kakashi Hatake asked to introduce to themselves. Let's start with you, green haired man, Kakashi Hatake said. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I'm a genin of the Konoha village and my goal is to become the strongest alive human in this world. And I don't like anything and don't dislike anything. Next up you, Hinata Yuga, Kushina said. My name is Hinata Yuga. And as for my goals, I want to become a good leader of Yuga clan or also destroy the discrimination inside our clan. And my likes are ramen and my dislikes are people who underestimate me. Kushina and Kakashi was impressed by her goals and her dedication to her clan. Next up you, Kakashi said to Menma. My name is Menma Amikaze and my goal is to become the greatest Hokage out of all. As for my likes, I like sweet potato and barbecue and training with my family, and also my dislikes are waiting for my food to be cooked. Kakashi chuckled inside his mind and Kushina said, next up is you, Mito Namakaze. My name is Mito Namakaze. As for my likes, I like training with my family, ramen, being with my friends. And as for my dislike, it's pretty much nothing. And as for my goal, I want to bring back a certain person to our family. Kushina was touched by the last statement of Mito. Now that it is up, let's start the bell match, alright? Kakashi said, and everyone nods and uses a sunsen to go in the training ground. Kakashi sets a timer to 1 to 3 o'clock and says that if you aren't able to take bells from me at 3 o'clock, you all fail. Everyone was quite stunned by that, but then the clock starts and everyone hides in the bushes trying to chase their presence out of the air. But there was one kid who didn't hide. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. Cocky one, aren't you? Kakashi says. I don't need to hide from a weakling like you, Naruto says in a fighting way. Because Naruto completely switches personality when he fights. And as Naruto releases his blood pressure, Kakashi's first instinct was to open his right eye to show his Sharingan. Kakashi thinks to himself, why did I did that? He's just a Genin, what could he do? As he was thinking that, Naruto vanishes, but he didn't vanish. He just ran that fast that nobody could see him. Even Kakashi's eyes were barely able to see him. Naruto takes one of the belt, quickly grabbing it, and says, looks like I win, I don't care about any one of them. Kakashi was surprised by that, but he let it off because his word was his word, even if nobody could do it. Even if someone would have to take it, he would have kept his promise and let them pass. He was very shocked but let it go. Naruto sits in the shade sleeping. Kushina was shocked, then focused on Menma, Mito and Sasuke trying to grab the bells from their pockets. They were just merely distracting them because Hinata Yuga uses her technique of Byakugan and sprints right in and snatches all the bells and throws them to their teammates. Kakashi asked Hinata, what are you going to do now? Hinata laughs and said, it's alright, as long as my friends are there to go, then it's fine. I could also go to another year and become a great shinobi with extra experience of academy. Kakashi laughs and says, you all pass. So yeah, that is it guys for today. I'll see you in the next one. So bye.